I just need to know
This call is now being recorded.
who all have joined. Good evening, all. If you have joined from Prodevans, please raise your hand. Okay, so I need to know who all have joined. Hey, Sushma, I can see you online.
Hey Deepak, good evening. Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Thank
Good evening.
you.
Good evening.
Good evening, all. Vijay here.
Yeah, hi, Vijay. So, Amar, Vijay, Ankush, Anurag, Anusha, Siba, Manpreet, Omkar, Mohan, Imran, Sharma. Wow.
Good evening, sir.
I'm happy. Quite a lot of my team members are here. Okay. Okay, so Devasis, let me know when we will start. I have a
Sure,
little
sir.
bad throat, guys. Please excuse me. Uh, I hope it is manageable, but please excuse me. So I think we should get started, Devasish. Let people join in their own convenience. You can start tracking them tomorrow.
Yes, sir, we can start.
Yeah, so let's honor the time and let's get started, guys. Okay, so welcome you all to Leap 5.0, sponsored by Prodevans Technologies, and I will be your chief mentor for the entire internship program, which you are going to experience in next uh, 12 to 16 weeks, minimum 12 week. So you need to lock your calendar for next 12 week, and I'm going to be your key mentor, and I would let Dinesh, start the inauguration. So welcome you all again, and let the session begin. Over to you, Dinesh.
Thank you, sir. So, welcome all. First of all, Happy New Year. Like, if I haven't like wished it, and okay. So today we are marking the start off of a great journey for all of you guys. Your expectations and everything will be like noted, and we'll try to exceed it. And let me introduce you to Mr. Deepak Mishra, who is the founder and CEO of Prodevans, and who will be your prime mentor, as mentioned by him earlier also. And we have some trainers. We will be introducing you to them also. But yep, so let's get started. I hand over to Mr. Deepak to tell more about Prodevans and this internship program, and what are the expectations that you should expect out of us. Uh, uh, Deepak, you are on mute.
I'm sorry. So thanks, Dinesh, for inviting and organizing such a massive internship program, and I was definitely looking forward to this for last many weeks, in fact. Uh, so as a head of organization, I know where we are heading. We are very clear that okay, the IT industry is changing rapidly, the technology is changing rapidly, and we are on the industrialization 4.0 journey. So while I'm talking, I may pose few questions in case you like to respond. As a participant, please do feel free respond on the chat. So So the industrialization 4.0, that's a journey which we are on. And I would like to know how many of you understand what is industrialization 4.0. Uh, in case if you uh, do not know, uh, we can talk about it definitely today, because the technologies which we will be touching during Leap 5.0, that is definitely something which is related to industrialization 4.0. So first, let me define LEAP. So LEAP is learn excellence, act passionate. So as a organization, owner or founder, Prodevans Technologies and PD Cloud EX Technologies, right? Okay, these are two organizations. So Prodevans Technologies is a training consulting organization. We have a track record since 2003, so it has been almost um, 20 years or 18 years, I would precisely say, where we are working on technology and we are teaching technology. And we also have a product organization called PD Cloud EX Technologies, okay, where we uh, make product, and these products are related to machine learning operations. So we have ML Pass machine learning platform as a service, which you will experience during your internship. And we also have a cloud management platform, which is absolutely open source. Um, we are partnered to around 23 different OEMs. So the form OEM is original equipment manufacturer. So you may know Red Hat, you may know VMware, you may know Microsoft. Like this, we are partnered to at least 23 such OEMs, and these OEMs and their technology are definitely not so simple. So what we do, we make that complex technology implementation for our end customers simplified. That is what Prodevans does. I have been carrying this vision to bridge the skill gap between the academy where you do your graduation or post graduation, or sometime I interact with people those who are not graduate even. so so you come from the academy and I come from the industry. So we are trying to bridge that gap, because what you study in academy, that need not be what exactly the industry is looking at. Okay. And I was little early to identify that as a gap, and we found that as an opportunity to start an organization, and we started nurturing or creating this organization. Leap as an idea came almost 4 years back, when we got our first internship batch from one of the university in Maharashtra, and I was entering into a global banking project, and we needed 12 to 15 um, Ansible developers or DevOps engineers. You can say, you can underline these keywords, DevOps. So I was looking at that, and I was not finding those kind of skilled engineers in the market. So what I did, I went to the university. We got uh, a Prodevans lab created inside the university. If anyone from RIT, just please raise your hand. I would be happy that, okay, I'm talking to you, and you were the first, Leap interns in Prodevans. So so this particular university did invested a program called Red Hat Certified Administrator and Red Hat Certified Engineer. So what we did is we sent a trainer. So if you are a trainer in this group and you had been to that university, please raise your hand, so you know, okay, who with whom I'm talking. So they travel to that university, they spend 2 to 4 weeks there, and trained those folks. About 70 academy folks we trained 4 years back, and we hired about 15 of them, right? So What is the learning there? The learning is I did not find. So my customer is a US based large bank. They wanted to automate based on that industry 4.0 principle, okay, which I have been keep on talking about, because in a bank, interoperability, automated technical assistance, information transformation, decentralized decision making, so these are the building blocks of industrialization 4.0, right? And the bank was going through that transformation, and they needed 15 smart engineers, and I was not getting. Unfortunately, I was not getting those smart engineers in the market. So what we did is we created them. And how much time? 4 to 6 weeks my trainer traveled, and we hired 15 out of 70. So we interviewed 70, so we could not hire all of them. We interviewed only 70 of them, and we picked 15 best out of it. And within next 6 weeks time, they were all working in Pune, for that bank, doing the transformation related to the industrialization 4.0. So that became my learning, that why not we create this as a program, and why not we make this as a repeat program? Because once you discover a framework, and you know that okay, this can be something which can be improvised every time we redo, and we learn from each of that experience. And technology is also rapidly changing, so we needed a dynamic program where we can keep on adding technology onto it. So what we did in Leap 4.0, we are going to do little extra than the Leap 4.0. So those who have already done Leap 4.0, they can still find something new. Okay, because the landscape is definitely huge. I'm not sure you come across all that technology which I experience on day-to-day life. I will just talk about the technology. So you might be hearing a huge demand related to artificial intelligence operation analytics data. So this is one technology, okay? But you cannot conquer that unless you understand the fundamental of data extraction, data management, okay? Then you must be talking about, or you must be hearing a lot related to cloud, right? So cloud is also not just one. You have got AWS, you have got Azure, you have got quite a different type of cloud like Google Cloud, you have got private cloud like OpenStack, you have got IBM Cloud and whatnot. Then you have got different programming constructs to automate the cloud. So you have got Red Hat Ansible, you have got Terraform, you have got HashiCorp. That's the Terraform from HashiCorp. You have got Chef, you have got Puppet. So you are coming across so many such things, and market expect you to learn, know everything. Okay, and that is what the industry is about. Then you might have heard about containers. So containers is a beautiful technology. Anything which can be shipped, the piece of code can be packaged, can be shipped, and can be deployed quickly, rapidly, repeatedly. That is container. So you can heard about Docker, you can heard about Kubernetes, you can heard about OpenShift, Amazon EKS, Azure AKS, Google GK, whatnot. Then you might have heard about different release management in DevOps, right? Okay, you might have heard about Jenkins, you might have heard about AWS Cloud Pipeline, you have got VMware Code Pipeline. So several things, right? Okay, so when you are onto, and if you might be talking about some of your friends, or I would say that okay, the seniors, those who have started their career in database, they might talk about Oracle, they might talk about MS SQL, right? or might be talking about PostgreSQL or MySQL, right? But today you have got Delphix, you have got quite a CouchDB, MongoDB, Hadoop, and several other things. So what I meant to say is, if I have to list the technology, this will go in hundreds. It is not just one, two, or three of few. It is in hundred, and it is rapidly changing. Now, let's talk about the baseline. So the baseline of all this technology, as an industry person, I understood that, okay, it is all sitting on an operating system. So if it is sitting on an operating system, so it is either a Linux operating system. It has got different type of Linux, and or it could be a Macintosh operating system, or it could be a traditional, HPUX, AIX operating system, or it could be Windows, right? So, or it could be your Android operating system. So operating system is the base. Then we decided, why don't we make each of our interns spend at least week's time learn and master the operating system, because 200 type of tools, it is impossible to learn in the shortest time. And why would you learn? Because your customer or your recruitment company is expecting you to know everything, but you cannot learn unless until you have that fundamentally new, right? So what we did is, we started our internship. Everybody in our organization either know one of the Unix or Linux or Windows operating system is must. Because even though you are the kindergarten kid, you must be knowing a great game platform, but you must know the operating system. Now the same operating system, you want to run anywhere. With the moment when I say run an operating system anywhere, that is cloud. So run the operating system anywhere, it is cloud. So it is ubiquitous. You can run it on Amazon, you can run it on GCP, you can run it on Azure, you can run it on IBM Cloud, you can run it on OpenStack. But you should have the capability to get that operating system run in one of the cloud. And we thought that, okay, that's fantastic, so we will let our interns learn Linux or one operating system and run that operating system on one of these cloud. Okay, so with that approach, people came back and said that, okay, how would I learn how to run it on my home computer, or how could I run it at a organization level? So we started teaching them the virtualization. So virtualization is your the best virtualization platform today is VMware, you might be knowing. Okay, and the competitive virtualization platform is KVM. So since I'm solving the problem for my customer, I should not be only that free open source person, right? I'm an enterprise person. I'm expecting all my students to know what is liked in the enterprise. So I have asked my coach or the mentors in the internship program that, okay, why don't you teach virtualization first? Let the kid know that, okay, they should learn virtualization so that they can make their laptop you know run multiple operating systems confidently and access internet from that virtual machine or from that operating system which is running on top of your Windows or Linux. So that is something which is doable, and it is doable in a days or 2 days time, right? So the second learning was that, okay, when I'm mentoring you to be that DevOps engineer, and which we have been doing for last 4 to 5 years, it is not that you need to be an administrator, right? Lot of student come to me and say that, okay, sir, I did learn C++, Java, programming. Am I supposed to do all this? My definite answer is, okay, that is not the landing zone that, okay, you must do a data center administration. But being as a good developer, you should know how your program will run on the system. And if you know that very well, you would be the fantastic developer. Because as you know, whenever you experience a problem on the application, right? Okay, it is somewhere or other related to the platform where it runs, and solving that problem is must. So that is how I convince the developer mindset people that, okay, this particular internship program is not just you learn the system administration or operation, you should also act as a developer. And as a developer, the best thing you should do is a DS. And most of us in late 90s who learned DS was very, very difficult, right? But today you have a fantastic way of learning DS, okay, learning, programming, and the best thing to learn is Python, right? Because that can work with any operating system, it can work with any cloud platform, it can run on any device, it can connect to any device which is IoT. So in the industrialization, if you are talking about uh, IoT, where your automotive, food, beverage, machinery, component, and all kind of devices talk to each other, then there is a default thing which works, that is Python. You must be wondering that the operating system skill set is a shortage. Please do remember that if I talk to 90s of IT decision makers, 86 of them say that, okay, I do not find the best talent who can manage my cloud projects or cloud operating system. So that's one point you need to take a note. The second thing is, there is also a shortage of DevOps engineer. That means either there are developers who are development centric, or there are system administrators who are ops centric. What I'm looking at, or what 94% of all IT decision makers are looking at, is a developer having operations skill set, or a system administrator having the development skill set. So that means, okay, they are expecting a core Linux or administrator should also know how to package, how to build a container image. So skill gap can be eased if I accelerate your learning. And accelerating the learning can happen through a mentor, because mentor knows what to teach, mentor knows what to skip, mentor knows how you can do it in the shortest and fastest time. Okay. And this has been tested and proven many years after years for our live projects. So what do? We create a catalog of projects. We would have done 500 plus projects, but we have created some 100 projects which is inside our catalog, and that can be repeatable. So when the industry is looking up to a kid or a academy person, they say, hey, do you have production knowledge, do you have real time experience? So what do we say? We let our interns know that they can gain this experience from the real time projects. Okay, so what I will do, I'll share my screen, and since I have been given few minutes to explain how this entire program is going to be, and as a chief mentor, I'll have to augment my time. I need to make sure that, okay, how you understand and appreciate the technology. Okay, so let me share my screen, and one of you need to just confirm if you can see, see the screen, right? Okay, can you see my screen?
It is visible, but we are only able to see your meets.
That's obvious. That means
Yes,
seeing.
we can see
Yes,
your screen.
fantastic. So, as I was telling, right? So we are expecting you to. So think that, okay, um, you are beginning here. So this is your island one, right? And I will take you through each of these islands, right? So the first island is knowing why you are here. Okay, because if your intent is not established, right, I don't think your learning could be fast track. and we as a mentors, we know how to establish the intent first. So to build the intent first, we will let you know, because most of the students, um, they 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 think that, okay, I should be doing, um, you know I should be doing a project. Okay, and if you agree, whenever you agree, just give a thumbs up to the chat, right? So you must be thinking that, okay, I should do a project first, but my question is, which project, right? So to do a project, you must have an idea. Okay, and as you know, ideas are not somebody or someone told you to think of it. Okay, it should come within, right? So the idea, if it is coming, from you, that's fantastic, because you will come with that, great level of energy to the classes, right? So what we will do, we will let you bring your idea. Okay, bring your idea, validate that idea, and present the idea. Okay, so bring your idea. It could be this most impossible thing in the world to make it happen, right? Okay, or it could be the most simplest one, but bring it, but get it validated. Don't keep it to yourself. Get it validated. What happens if you do not validate with your mentor, with your peers, right? Your idea will not be sharpened, right? And when you validate, we will validate through certain, ways, right? So this is called idea generation session. So we will first get you into that idea generation session, and there we will let you present your idea, right? So that is the first exercise we do. The second exercise, what we do is, okay, so yourself, because why you are here. So one is, you want to do a project, and you obviously want to do the best project of the world. And the best thing you do is, okay, Dinesh can post the YouTube channel, okay, where our previous interns have done the project. Dinesh, please put it on the YouTube channel, right? Okay, so they can know what kind of project they have done. I'll give you a simple example. Let us say there is an hospital which is in 23 countries, and they want to understand how the bed assignment during the COVID it will work. Now, 23 countries, each country, they have hundreds of hospitals. Each hospital gather the bed utilization data in an Excel sheet every hour, every day, and it comes to a Google folder. Now, what I'm expecting the best intern here is to get back to me what is the way it will be, predicted, right? Okay, means whether the capacity is enough, not, whatever it is. So if this is the project you have to do, you are processing close to uh, GBs of data, right? And those amount of data which is unstructured, right? Please understand, certain words you may not have heard before. Structured data is something which you have put it on a row as a column, right? Unstructured data means the data which is coming from each of these hospital need not have this followed the same format, right? And you want that data to be studied and processed. And the challenge my customer gives is, you know what? I have got the developers in US. They have already done a fantastic job, but this job runs for hours together to get me the predictable outcome. And our job is to what? To fast track that job. Now, this is the project which you will get. But where do stand today? You have done some data structure, C++, you have done some Java basic fundamental, and some level of operating system. Now, this is definitely a big gap. Okay, so if you have to bridge that kind of gap, you should know how do you capture the project, you know requirements. So we call this as user stories, right? So the way I have explained, uh, you have to capture that and create a BRD, because otherwise what would happen? A bigger project cannot be executed unless it is documented with a strong business requirement document, right? And that must be taught by the mentor, right? And you cannot spend 20,000 on project management, you cannot spend 20,000 on operating system, 20,000 on Python, 20,000 on, ETL, 20,000 on some cloud management. You don't have that much of money. So we will tell you what exactly you need to do to capture this, business requirement. So that's the recipe, right? Because if you have understood your requirement, age the customer want, and you have got that validated and presented back to the customer agrees that, oh wow, this is what I was expecting, right? And you started working on it. So your self confidence increase because you are keep yourself validating with your peer, with your mentor, with your guide, or with your trainer, right? Then I was talking about the subject. So as I told you, the subjects are varying from different terminology. One is the operating system. So we have got Linux, right? And you know that, okay, Red Hat Linux is one of the top, and you have Ubuntu, right? Now the point is, which Linux you will pick it. I would say you pick it Red Hat or you pick it Ubuntu. It is choice is yours, but you must know. And if you have to run this as a virtual box, so virtualization, okay, so we are saying you learn VMware, right? Then you should know how I can establish that operating system, because as I told you that, okay, you have GBs of data which is on a public drive. You need to bring it to your um, operating system, and you should know how to manage files, file system, how to monitor whether while the processing is going on, the data is getting processed for hours, it may happen that something fails, right? So it may happen that, okay, something goes on a loop, and it may happen the system gets hung. So how will you troubleshoot those system issues, right? uh, so just by coding it is not everything, right? Okay, you should know troubleshooting, monitoring, uh, all that, correct? You should also know, bit of networking. So networking, wow, networking and security, right? Because whether it is file system security, data security, cloud security, access security, network security, all that is needed. When you're doing troubleshooting, you should know what is log management, okay, how the logging happens, whether you're a Java program or Python program, or whatever it is, you must know the logging and monitoring, right? Logging and monitoring is must, okay? So all this falls under your administration, right? Or system operation, right? Then you are getting into the programming, right? So before you get into the DS2 machine learning, programming, predictability, modeling, and all that, but you should start somewhere, right? Okay, you should start with your basic. Okay, you should start with your basic. You should start how you can do a program which can solve that particular problem, right? And how you can run it on a container, right? Running a program on a container is something which you must also learn. How you can execute things in a loop, how you can process that quicker, faster, which library you will use, so and so forth thing, right? Then as I told you, cloud, uh, you do not know which cloud to choose, right? So that is why we are giving option, but we will teach you, the roles, user, access, how to handle an EC2 instance, what is a serverless Lambda, you know, making sure that, okay, how will you access the storage? The same story which I was talking about. You have GBs of data, it's in a storage, you are taking the operating system onto the cloud and you are accessing that, right? So that also you should know. So understanding cloud is must. And as I told you that, okay, most of the customers are expecting that, okay, when your application run, right, you should have some dashboard, right? Okay, you should have the graph showing up, right? Okay, the hospitals, let us say users, users getting on board, right? Number of users, the state, country, all the dashboard, right? Okay, you might have heard about, Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana, right? Okay, so this is, we are partnered with ELK, we are partnered with AWS, we are partnered for Python, we are partnered with VMware, we are partnered with Red Hat Linux and Canonical. So whatever we are bringing to you, it is all being tested and proven. And these are brought by the mentors who understand their subject very well, because they are there in the industry for, not just day or two, for years. Then, as I told you that, okay, your program has to run on a container, right? Okay, so understand what a container is, where the program will be, right? So you must know what is GitHub, okay, GitLab. How will you organize yourself? Because here you have taken the user stories and you will put it into a backlog. From there you will solve the tasks, okay, whether it is done or impediment, or it is work in progress. So all that can be done using GitHub is the best collaboration tool, right? Okay, then uh, I have got guys, okay, who have got fantastic collaboration utilities. I think Dinesh would talk about that, called Discord. Okay, so Discord is used for uh, collaboration. You can use Slack, but we are using Discord. If it is not convenient, Discord is not convenient, we will switch to Slack, but no WhatsApp, because it distract, right? So I have told my guys, okay, not to use WhatsApp for this internship program, right? Then Kubernetes, right? Okay, when you are talking about Docker, running many of these containers in a Kubernetes platform, okay, because our machine learning platform is built on Kubernetes, and we expect you to understand the Kubernetes features, Kubernetes architecture, how a mini Kubernetes can be installed for you, and how will you deploy your application and do CI/CD on the Kubernetes. Okay, so I'm talking a whole lot of thing, in that 12 weeks time. And what do you spend is, if I distribute the 12 weeks, right? Okay, 12 weeks means it is 12 into 6 days, 6 or 7 days, I need to check, okay, into 2 to 3 hours per day, right? So if you are, you know calculating all this, is close to 200 hours of, you know engagement, and this 200 hours of engagement has to be definitely productive. And after this, you will be sitting on the interview, okay, demos, right? And then I will offer. And please understand, out of all our interns, we do not hire all of them, right? Because the kind of project we do, they are definitely super, right? So it is not of internship type, right? So that means your selection is going to be tough. You get a certificate, which you can tell to your academy that, yes, Prodevans is the company which has certified me that, okay, I have bridged the skill gap of, academy to industry on these subject, right? I repeat the subject: your operating system, cloud, Ansible, DevOps, Python, and ETL, ELK, uh, Docker container, and Kubernetes. So all these you have done with us, and that is what industry will recognize to you. Um, you may reach me for any questions and queries because I would expect that when you are in this program, you are super confident. You are definitely uh, you know uh, uh, confident that okay, whatever you are doing, you know what you are doing, and every day you may ask to give the feedback. So please give feedback which is genuine. uh, uh, you will be going through 10 plus different top technologies. You will be going through 20 different tools. You'll be interacting with top mentors. You will be interacting with few industrial colleagues of mine from Red Hat, from ELK, from Canonical, from HPE, from some of my customers will be coming and interacting with you, so that they know that okay, what you have studied is actually making sense or not. Okay, so with that, I would let Dinesh formally kick off this intern mentoring program, and I wish all the best to all of you.
Thank you, sir. So let me share my screen here. 1 second.
Dinesh, I'm not sure if I've stolen your content.
That's fine. I have more to say. I just don't want to make like bore them out. But yeah,
Okay.
1 second. I can share my entire screen here, I think. Yeah.
Let me stop that. Stop my screen sharing.
Yep. Thanks.
Yeah.
Just confirm if you
Yeah,
can see
so
my.
while Dinesh is talking, I would appreciate if you can post your questions. Please post your questions. Do not worry, and I might have spoken a lot, so let it be the most simple question or most difficult question for me. If I cannot answer, I'll definitely talk to the other mentors and get back to you. And keep pouring the questions. Keep pouring the questions as we are going towards um, this discussion further, because I'm expecting, definitely I'm expecting a commitment from each of you for that 200 plus hours of coaching, mentoring, project delivery, and interview and selection process. And if you do not ask, if you restrict yourself, it is difficult for us to understand okay, who you are, what you're expecting. So please let your questions flow, right? And I appreciate all category of students in my mentoring session, right? Like Mahesh is asking, I don't have programming knowledge. Do not worry, Mahesh, we will teach you the basic. If we find you are not the best coder, you have other things to do. So don't get pressurized that okay, what if I do not understand coding? No, don't worry, you have other things to do as well. uh, is it okay, we are just good in programming means basic? Oh yes, it is absolutely okay, right? As I told you, the outcome is a project. It's like you are making a flyover, but you're working in one portion of the entire project, right? So when you get to see the large buildings or large flyover, start thinking how it was conceptualized, how the soils were tested, how the piles were made, how the construction workers worked, right? So you will be part of that project. So not necessary that one person is going to build everything. So you will be one member in that whole team who will do that portion of the work what your chief engineer says, and that's what exactly we will do. um, projects will be done by us, or you will give the project. As I told you, your ideas will be welcome. Last year we did take projects from their ideas. We also gave projects. So if we find that all your ideas are very very generic, then we will try to help you to make it more specific, which meets the industry project. So we will not give you a library management project, or college document management project. Rather, we will give you the project what exactly my customer give it to us. So it is mutual. You bring your project, or we will mentor your project only when we understand that okay, your project or your idea is being validated by the mentors and it is accepted. Varun asked, can we just get some more information about projects? Yes, we have. As I told you, we have list of projects. List of projects only. So project and product. Please try to understand, right? Okay, anything you are consuming today is a product. Okay, it's a processed outcome, and project is the plan which actually gets that product done. So productization is something which is must, right? And it cannot happen just a piece of code, right? So if you go to that YouTube link which Dinesh sent, we have got guys who did a fantastic UI UX, and there is another team who did the backend code development, and there's another team member who actually did the support of the cloud DevOps and infrastructure. So project is about entire thing. It is not about just a piece of code. Okay. So scope is to get that outcome felt by the customer, what the customer expected you to deliver. Rather, you're delivering something and customer expects something else. That's not the project. Um, Basics, definitely you start with the basic. We cannot take you to advance unless you are on the basics. So this is not an advanced platform, and that is why we call this as an internship. Otherwise we would have deeped into the hiring, right? So I gave the story in 2016-17, and the same story applied, and today we are close to 120 people organization, and we have always hired people through the internship. So we manufacture our interns, right? We build our interns and we consume them in our project. They compete with 4 5 6 years experience, folks in the industry, right? So it is definitely not something you expect that okay, without basics can be achieved. So it starts with basic. Red Hat Linux system administrator role. Uh, Definitely yes. As I told you, your program is going through a class where each and every subject is taught how much is needed for the industry, right? So yes, and please understand that you are not expecting a spoon feed session, right? So we will give you direction, we will give you the commands you need to practice along with us while you have hundreds of them. So don't worry, we have tens of dozen of volunteers who will help during your practice, and you achieve RHCSA end of the day, right? Anvisa, thanks for responding to that. um, are we going to study about data science? Answer is yes. Okay, so you will study data science. Dinesh may talk a little more, so I'll park that for Dinesh. But answer is yes, only after your Python is done. So we have a data scientist. She will be teaching data science, and that is what the example which I gave you, right? Okay, how will you normalize the data, and how will you curate the data so that the data is processed and it is consumed, right, by the customer. uh, each scenario there will be an assignment. Definitely yes, because these programs are picked from a different vendor. So Red Hat has created something called RHCSA, RHCE. Canonical has created similar thing. AWS has created its own content. So we have stored all that content. Dinesh, please share the link where of GitHub where we keep the content. So if you look at the content, you can pick the scenarios also. We maintain confluence, and you have to document them as well. So the assignments are must. uh, yes, definitely. Which tool you will choose, right? As I told you, there are 200 plus tools, right? I can you pick up a technology. I will tell you that okay, at least 5 to 6 options are there. So yes, there is no force except Linux, Python, cloud, um, and certain technology which we will teach you in the classroom. Rest all is your choice. So you may choose to use AWS code pipeline, or you may choose to use Jenkins. You may choose anything. uh, Debate Ansible or Puppet. Abhay, we consider Ansible is doing the best because it is uh, simple English language construct. Puppet is legacy. So please go and get your understanding clear which one is best. But here we will do Ansible. But if you have questions on Puppet, we do have experts who can answer the Puppet, because I do Puppet project. But for my future employees, I see Ansible is must. Ansible and Terraform. Any other questions? I'm happy. Manpreet, a lot of questions. Good. Keep flowing. Um, yeah. Again, understand, guys. Okay, when you ask question, try to be more specific. Okay, so that you get that answer. For example, sir, can I get a job in next 6 months? Okay. So I will ask you to turn on the video, then I'll start the interview, and if I like, I'll offer you. Okay, so be more specific when you're asking, so that we know what the person you are. What is the scope of the idea we can bring to the table? It could be anything which can be achieved through a programmatic information technology world. Bring that idea. So obviously you're not bringing a cooking idea, but yes, if you want to do a cooking portal, that is also fine. So idea could be anything, but it should be achieved through a programmatic information technology world, right? um, so that's what. um, Obviously we do not sponsor projects related to making a robotic arm. Those are all erstwhile expectations. Now that's not the focus. So our focus is doing things which is programmatically on a cloud. Okay, not mechanical systems, right? Anything else? Fine. So welcome you all again, and over to you, Dinesh. I think, okay, uh, will you provide proper lab, Anand? Anand, you will build your own lab. Okay, we will not give you any lab. So you are not my customer. So you make your own lab. We will tell you how to make your lab, right? So don't expect we give you the cloud resources. We will ask you to bring your resources. So you get your laptop or computer or desktop or an AWS account and do your lab. Yes, will let you know how you can make the lab, and everybody can make the lab. It's not difficult. Okay. I have gapped. What is that? Vidyut.
I think it's a drop of some years.
Okay. Okay. So Dinesh, over to you.
Yep. Thanks. Okay, let me share my screen. Sharing my entire screen here. So, okay. So, my agenda is pretty clear here. I will be walking you through all the topics that we are going to cover in this internship, and what should be your outcome and the success criteria that you should be expecting. So let's start with virtualization here. Okay. So first of all, I'll be virtualization has been mentored by me. So I will be taking you 5 classes for that. And basically I'll probably clear up your doubts on what's an OS is, what kinds of OS we have, and like what kind of OS, like benefits of each ones. Okay, definitely that battle will goes to like the old classic Windows versus Linux kind of thing, but I'll show you the like merits and demerits of all. Other than that, I'll teach you how to create VMs from ISO image. Probably will be using the hypervisor as VMware and KVM both, because there are many use cases in which one works better than the other. There is no overall content in that, but at the same point, we have some cases where VMware works great and KVM doesn't. Network and storage configuration, first step, because you need to have a good knowledge and you need to have an internet access, right? And if you have to run some commands or do some storage management kind of stuff, at that point you will also require storage configuration. So pretty much at this module, your outcome should be you can create your own labs, you can have your own storage configuration, you'll have your connectivity tested, and you can like clone VMs and all kinds of like virtualization stuff here. And the assessment project that I will be giving here would be like marking all of those fields. So whatever I'll teach throughout the week, that assessment will bundle up and test it throughout all the sessions. Now, the second module that we are going to cover here is Red Hat Linux System Administrator. So it's basically all your Linux fundamentals. It may look huge here. It may look huge here, but once you get started with it, it will get easier. And yes, this for this one, you will require a CentOS or RHEL operating system. And for that, you need to learn virtualization. So modules are interconnected. So modules are planned that way. If you are completing module 1 properly, it will module 2 will get more easier for you. Yes, then once we have completed with like Linux fundamentals, we'll be hopping on to Python. Now you will ask, see, system administration is there and Ansible automation is there. So basically what in general people do is after Linux fundamentals, they hop on to Ansible. But why I inserted here like Python to be the first to be before Ansible automation is because Ansible runs on Python. And if you have, like, we'll be teaching from scratch, so you don't have to worry about it. But if you have a proper understanding of what a module is, what a function is, then Ansible will only get easier for you guys. Okay, so Python mein, like we are covering basic, like installations start करेंगे, hello world, and we'll be moving forward with basic programming. I'm not going to give you algorithms like or anything, like find greatest of all numbers or something like that. But yes, those must be included, and those are going to be included. So you can expect those. Second, database management. So probably we are going to use MySQL here. And in that scheme, we are expecting that you will be creating, or you will have a confidence on how database is created, how to alter it using Python, and how to do basic operations. First, once these two are done, we'll be hopping on to Kinter. So if anyone who is an Pythoneer or Python enthusiast, they must have known that for if you want to create a GUI out of code, like Python code, you need to know, like you need to use the module Kinter. There's another module, but we are going for this one because it is widely used. And the assessment project will be same. I'm not going to give you any phone book or something like that, but yes, I will be giving a good assessment in that. Now, hopping on to Ansible. Ansible basics, if I start talking about it, it won't, this session won't be enough. So just overallly, it's an automation platform. So basically you have to, you will deploy or you will orchestrate a set of commands or a set of operations which will run one by one without any human interventions. Okay. So once we are done with Ansible, we'll be hopping on to AWS. So here, why we choose AWS is OpenShift will require a great amount of effort in lab. So I don't expect you guys to build like 16 GB, 20 GB of lab. So at that point, we'll be using AWS. OpenStack and AWS, those like these are the concepts which are common in all. Obviously, if you go into EC2 instance and after S3, you will see Lambda. Okay, so Lambda is a serverless Python related module or Python related function that we use for serverless applications. So those things are very specific to AWS. Other than that, most of the things are directly covered, and those are generic to all cloud platforms. After AWS, we'll be going for logging. So here we created our operating system. Here we learned how to interact with that. Here we learned how to like code the things we require. Here we learned how to automate it. Once automation is there, how to move it to a cloud so that it can be accessible like from anywhere. And finally, how to log it. So in ELK stack, we'll be learning how to visualize the storage here. So like instead of like just getting the CLI commands and all those things, we'll be having a graphical user interface in that key how much storage is occupied. So if you have if you have been using Google Drive or if you have been using any phone storage applications, you must have seen this much storage has been occupied, and it will also in some cases it will also show how much storage is occupied by photos, how many storage is occupied by PDFs, and how much storage is occupied by media. Okay, so those all things will be covered here. Then containerization and orchestration. Okay, so basically, if anyone knows about Docker, it's like once all these things are done, right? So you have created an operating system, you have automated it and done everything. But at some point, you need to like send it as a package. So at that point, you will be learning Docker. Once a package is created, to automate all this process, like creation se pura, Dockerizations, pura process ko automate karne ke liye, we'll have Kubernetes. Don't worry, we won't be going around like high-level assessments or assignments in that. We'll be letting you know what is exactly these two terms, so that it will make you more technically aware, so that you will get the point that this is what Docker is, and if I want to achieve this operation, I need to go for Docker. Now, the breakdown. I hope this this PDF is like you must have seen this PDF earlier also, but yes. So virtualization and virtualization will take around 5 sessions. Each sessions will be of 2 hours, and the timing will be around 6:30 to 8:30. Okay. So simply goes for everything. Monday to Friday we'll be having normal classes 6:30 to 8:30. Saturday is your catch, where you will like give your updates throughout the week. You can give your overall feedback, and at the same point we'll be inviting guests. Like if I go for guests, it would be more like our customers or the people who are looking to hire. So it's just like they will come, they will give you their knowledge and their expectations, and they will give you something out of the out of this course. So they will not teach you about like AWS, they will not teach you about virtualization, but they will tell what they require, and they will teach you something else. GitHub, CI/CD, these all things will be covered in those sessions. Then, we'll go in a very sequential manner up to here, getting started with Kubernetes and all. Then at this point is where the actual game begins. Whatever you have learned throughout the course, throughout the syllabus, throughout the curriculum, everything will come into use when you're working on a live project. So now many of you have had questions like what kind of live projects we are going for. So I would correct this statement as a live project, not a live project, but a live product. So what you do in your college level is something you call a project, because that cannot be like sold outside, right? You cannot market it. But product is something you will have a competition in the market, or you may not have a competition in case of innovative products. But at the same point, product is something that has a value, that has a monetary value. Okay. And finally, project assessments. These all will be carried out throughout the week. Like Saturday, Sunday, you guys will be like having your mentors. You can reach out to them. You can ask questions regarding your project, how to develop. They will guide you. But at the same point, they will not spoon feed you. That point is very important here. Other than that, many people may ask, are 4 weeks sufficient for the live project? No, I know 4 weeks are not sufficient. So we'll be giving you the project when we are starting with Python. Okay, the project will be given to you, topics will be given. You will be divided into small groups called tribe. We are not calling here in our Leap culture, we are not calling it a group or a team. We are calling it a tribe. And if you want, you guys can just Google what a tribe is. So basically, those groups that we create, okay, the group may contain around 6 to 10 people. Each group will have their own projects, and you need to work as a team. Okay, because see, there are a lot of things that you should keep in mind while doing a project, and teamwork is the most crucial part of a project. You cannot do anything, you cannot do everything all yourself, right? There must be a front-end developer. There must be a middleware developer. There must be someone who is handling the backend. There must be someone who is like shifting the physical or the system that you have created, containerizing it, and putting it on some clouds or something else. So a product will require a team. Okay. So if you guys have any questions on this, I am open to answer. I spoke a lot, so let me know if you have any questions on this. Otherwise, I'll proceed with the certifications.
No.
No questions? Come on, we have 237 heads. I'm expecting some questions out of it. What I explained was a very detailed curriculum here. Okay. More information on timings. Okay. So timings are 6:30 to 8:30 because we have kept into consideration that you will have your online college timings. Explain them how the certifications and assignments will be managed. Good. Thanks, Devashish. So yeah, the projects and assignments will be given to you on Google Classroom. We are going to use that for tracking your assignments and grading. Your attendance will be tracked through a automated tracker in Meet. And other than that, your project status and all will be tracked by Debashish or the volunteers which will be assigned to your group. So yes, every group will have a point of contact. And introducing myself, I am your first point of contact. If you have any related queries with respect to the timings or you want some modification in the curriculum, if you want some modifications or you have some feedback, which is very crucial for you, don't think about the whole group. But at that point, if you have any feedback or any questions, any concerns that worries you a lot, so I'm there to answer that. And if you have any problems with those throughout the internship, I'll help you out. Per tribe, how many mentors? So there are 5 to 6 mentors respective, and we have some volunteers for all. So I'll simply give you a menu kind of thing. Yes, you have this many people, and it's your choice. You can reach out to anyone and ask. Duration of this session. The session's duration is 3 months and 12 weeks. 3 months, and yeah, it may be extended with respect to the project given to you, because I know project won't be over in 4 to 8 weeks. Will there be recorded class? Okay, that's a pretty fair point, Ankit. Yes, we are going to record each and every sessions, but the recordings will only be provided if you guys are attending the classes regularly, and if you have some very specific reason why you can't attend that particular class. Time period given for the project completion, 4 to 8 weeks. What kind of job we will have will be after this course? So yes, Varun, the answer to your question would be you can hop into any field. So what we are covering here is basically pointing towards DevOps, and DevOps is something which has a collaboration of application development, server management, automation management. Okay, and we are covering a very wide area. It's not a particular domain, but we are covering a like huge domain here. So you can pick your expertise, or you can like work as a consultant. Time would a yep, AWS free account will work, and that's what we are going to show you, as well as management. Okay, billing management. Everything that we are going to do will not be charged. Okay, so I will be like playing around like free expertise only. We are not going to go anything that is paid. Choose people work. Okay, Omkar, the tribe will be selected randomly. I am not there's definitely no point in creating a team on your own, because in future when you are in a company, you won't be given your own team, right? Your friend will be working on somewhere else. Even if he is in the same company, even if your fields are same, you may be allocated to some other projects. So no, you won't be given a chance to choose the members of your tribe. I have interest in front end, only doing it when so Abdul. Okay, so basically you have interest in front end to pay more attention in like interest in those sessions. Okay, but the basics are basics. If you don't know ABCD, you cannot form a word. Correct. Then the projects are related to a specific area. No, the projects are widely spread, as mentioned by Mr. Deepak. We are not going to like there's also ML. I have not mentioned ML in the course, but if the project has a ML criteria or has a ML operation requirement, we'll be teaching you those also. We'll be giving sessions on that. We have pretty much good instructors for machine learning, as well as Puppet, Ansible. We have a specialist of all, so you can just like contact us for that. After this course, do we have other specifications related to? I didn't get your question, Ajay. A. Can you like elaborate it? Yes, each topic will be executed with a particular assessment. Okay, those assessment will be given to you via Google Classroom. You need to hand over your assessment, and based on that, we'll be grading you. Now you'll ask, what is the grading criteria here? So we have a particular threshold. Okay, if you're going beyond that threshold, it's full marks. If you are like attending that threshold with a like manageable like outcome, 50. Naker, that's completely zero. That not be that assessment, assignment won't be accepted. Okay. Anything else, guys? Question seems to be stopped. Okay, we got a lengthy question here. I have already a system manager in my college. So what would be the difference in curriculum? Okay. Okay. Barsha. So are you getting training for that? Like, please unmute and like answer yes or no.
No, sir, not yet started, but it will start soon.
It will start soon, but not yet started, right? So what your college will be teaching is, I don't know what college you belong to, but what they would be teaching is this technique, right? They won't teach you like how to create project, write outcome, or do some administrative task right after it. They will prepare you for the exam.
Yes, sir.
You will feel the difference. You don't worry. You don't have to worry about it. Just go with the flow and give your feedback.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
And will I have to pay again for those certifications? No. What we are going to give is a certification provided by Prodevans. Okay, it's not global certifications. So if you have a global certification, that's well and good. If you want to have a global certification, we'll help you with that. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So let me show you the final sheet here. So here, I hope you guys understood. We will give you 4 in certificates and 1 completion certificate. So basically, this first certificate would be your RSCS and RSCE. Second one is Python. Okay. The third one will be your AWS basics, and the fourth one will be your Docker and Kubernetes. If you are completing all of this, okay, then there will be a certificate of achievement for all of this. So this will mark that you have completed or covered these many courses throughout your internship. Any questions on this certifications criteria or anything else? You don't have to pay any additional fees for this certifications. I hope I'm clear in that concept. Am I? For this use number, you guys are extremely disciplined. Like I don't even hear anything. Hello. Am I audible? Can anyone mention if I'm audible? Okay, someone.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. I was scared. Okay, how many? 1 demo assignments. So show me any 1 demo assignments. We'll give you the assignments and you'll get the demo right away. Don't have to worry about that. For example, the Takshit. Okay, so I think I butchered your name there. Okay, for example, your virtualization is done. Okay, so your assignment would be create an operating system, virtualize it, have it ping pong with another virtualization in the same network, and then do a file transfer kind of thing, deploy a web server kind of thing, and it should be something very tangible at that point. Clone kar sakte ho. Why should I go for creating a VM again if I have a similar? If I have to create multiple VMs of the same flavor, same configuration, do you have to deploy it again? No. Those kind of questions, those kind of practical hands-on experiments will be your assignment. Will the course certifications help us in get in all MNC companies? There is no course certification that will get you like in all MNC companies, but yes, it will get you in some MNC companies. Then, are the certifications provided with a certain grading criteria? Answer is, if you are more than satisfactory, you will get the certificate right away. If you're giving your assignments on time, you're attending your classes on time, and you have a proper presence, then yeah, the certificate is just solid mark of that you have done it. Get a hard copy of the certificate or digital. You will get the digital as well as hard copy delivered to you. During the session, if any doubt, how will I ask? Raise your hands and ask. Google has that feature. You can raise your hands. Necessary to have prior knowledge on databases and C language for this? No. Everything will be taught from MKDIR. Now you will ask what is MKDIR, how to make it direct. Simple. LS command se shuru karenge. Sir, are commands in CentOS and Ubuntu different? This is a technical question, but yes, not that much. Tools are different. Now you will, if you start explaining about the tools, like you will get into confusion, and this meeting main criteria will be gone. Other than that, so we have internals in this week. If we left the class, okay. Shivanand, they were okay. Sorry. Yeah. So your college will have to must have contacted us for that. So at that point, we have certain events planned for you. Don't have to worry about that. Any more questions? No? Okay, so let me get on with this one. So virtualization will be taught by me, Red Hat System Administrator, and Red Hat Ansible Automation will be taught by Mr. Praveen, who is there in the meeting. Python will be covered by Mr. Biswajit. ELK, for ELK, we have a special guest, and he's not a trainer. He's actually an well-known OEM. For AWS, we'll be having Mr. Ankush Sarkar. Docker and Kubernetes के लिए we have Mr. Ali. So, one more thing. Our trainers are certified as well as they have an experience of more than 5 to 6 years of teaching. So, I don't think we will face any issues with respect to the course outcome. How we will get the study material? Google Classroom. Sir, we will get certificate only for AWS, Python, Red Hat. What about the remaining course, sir? So have you seen this certification? सब लिखा है, right? Did I miss anything? Remaining क्या है? And your project will be published in our YouTube page if you are doing it like good. Just go to our YouTube page, you can see our projects published. Anything else, guys? Anything like expectations or something? I literally asked this question before starting this session. So, पूरा सुनने के बाद do you have some expectations now? Okay, let's make it simple. If you have expectations, if you are confident about it, raise your hands. Yeah, the timing is going to be same. We have a good number of hands getting raised. Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. 6:30 to 8:30, because we have received a notice feedback from you guys that you have college at that time and घर आने में time लगता है. So that's, see, 6:36, that's manageable. We'll take on votes for that and we'll go for it. That I will be at safe internship from COVID. Abdul, this is a online internship program, right? So every classes will be done online, virtually. I don't think COVID can spread virtually. If that's a new variant, then I have no information about that. Game development के लिए क्या use होता है? Unity. Unity works on Python, comes into play in that. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. I answered it. Okay. So I think that's it. Now, a good. Hopefully, looking forward to guys on. Yes. That's a proper expectation, Ms. Shreya. Okay, so going forward, I have few points that I will be sharing. Those are some rules and regulations that we should be following, and those are every one of you. Okay, जो Gmail account पहले दिया है, will send you a form by tonight or by tomorrow morning. We'll send you a form. You need to fill that up so that we'll be registering you in the Google Classroom. The domain should be gmail.com, not your college or any other email ID. I want you guys to use a personal email ID so that we can send send the things that we require, any digital certificate, materials directly to your personal account, not your college account or any MNC if you're working for. Other than that, the second thing would be all of you should join the Discord server, because that is where we need I'll screamed a lot. Okay. मुझे चिल्लाते हुए देखना चाहते हो तो that's where you will get it, and you can also scream your questions out there. Other than that, one more requirement is be punctual. Take this course pretty seriously, because we are looking forward to hire a lot of you to whom we can attend this lecture session. you'll have leap.academy.care@gmail.com. वहां पर मैसेज भेजना है with a proper reason कि why you can attend that session, and will provide you the recording access for that particular day. Will we get the URL after or mention it on LinkedIn? Yeah. You can. I'll give you the digital copy. लो upload करो वहां पर directly. It's fine. Okay. So other than that, main thing, I will be sharing you the like the policy list here. So you need to follow those rules very properly. These are very simple, but at the same time, it will make our lives much easier. Okay, how many candidates you hire after this internship? That depends. If you're good, you will be hired. Nothing like that. If you are doing good, if you are like great in your projects, we'll simply give you an internship offer letter. We'll take an interview and we'll hire. No questions asked. Anything else? That is something depends on how good you are. I cannot tell CTC directly, right? No company will tell you that package milega bol ke. Okay. Okay. So I think that's it. We can wind off if you guys don't have any questions. Okay, we have some questions. Any one particular long-term course after completing this? Yes, reach out to us. If you want to specialize in something, reach out to us. We'll gladly help you. What is the duration? 3 months on paper. Practically, it may go up to 4 to 5 months if your project is that good. And project, if you're completing properly, we'll be giving you we'll be giving you the credit to that project, and it will be mentioned in the GitHub, in our GitHub. I've already shared you the link, and I will be sharing you the link again. Don't worry about it. Anything else? Thank you. Welcome. Okay. Okay, projects. What kind of projects? Projects would be most probably DevOps, cloud, application building, machine learning, as well as database management. If I'm going for data science, you will have certain concepts like data cleaning, pre-processing, how to fetch data using APIs. APIs will play a hell lot of like role in that. And do we have separate projects, separate certificate for our project? No, but whatever your project is, you will be given full credit of that. Terms and conditions applied. Nahi hai kuch bhi idhar. You are doing your project, you will get the certificate. What type? Okay, project guide will be provided. Yes, project guides. हम लोग project दे रहे हैं. Every Saturday you have to come with your doubts. We will assess you each week. So if you don't know what a sprint is, so every week we will be going through all of you guys. What's your status on the project? What like how you will do project management? Uska bhi sessions diya jayega, as well as how to present your project properly. Okay, so it will be like a pre-sale kind of thing. You will be selling your product to us, and if you are really good at it, we'll sponsor it. Don't have to worry about that. Anything else? Timings of these sessions on Saturday. Same, 6 to 8, 6:30 to 8:30. If you like, if the session is like if your requirements are not great or something like that, like instead of 2 hours, it will be 1 hour 30 minutes. I believe in giving good like breaks on weekend. Software to be installed, system compatibility, ये सब बताया जाएगा. Don't worry about it. Before sessions only people will tell. पहला जो होगा, that's this one. So see, basic requirement would be one laptop, 4 GB or 8 GB. Second, internet, obviously, and you should know how to turn on the laptop. That's it. some more details on how a typical day of an internship look like. So you will join the session on 6:30. Then I'll probably, like, if I'm the mentor, if I'm your trainer for that day, then I will be just introducing myself once. Then I'll state the agenda. We'll complete one by one whatever we have on the plate. I'll clear up your doubts. I'll give you assignments or the materials on classroom. Close it. Next day, we'll start with the review of the previous class. Then we'll continue with our new agenda and we'll complete the rest of the things. Second, now that cycle will repeat. Yep. Great. Do we have to join the meeting? Laptop hai? Yes, laptop is required. And PC भी चलेगा. Mobile से भी join कर सकते हो, but you need to have a laptop to do the experiments hands on. Class है Monday से Friday. Saturday will be your doubt clearance kind of sessions. On Saturdays, we'll be inviting our guests. We'll be inviting some professionals who will be coming and guide you in some sense. So out of the curriculum जो भी पढ़ाया जाएगा, that will be covered on Saturday. Yes, if you have a particular reason that why you missed and that reason is pretty genuine, you will get the recording. Yes, we are recording each and every sessions. A same question 3 बार पूछ चुके हो. Guys are so obsessed with recordings, huh? You will get, don't worry, if you have a genuine reason. Now, are we done? Thank you. Yes,
Done, sir, done.
Sunday is a holiday. Yes, good. Sunday is a holiday. I forgot to mention Sunday is a holiday. We are not that critical that will pull you on Sunday. You can pull us on Sunday if you want. That's completely fine. We conduct separate class for our university. This is not a discussion I should be doing here, but contact us. We'll see what we can do. I don't see why you require the separate class though. Looking forward for amazing learning experience. Same here. Looking forward to hire a lot of you guys. So yeah, that's it. Trainers, Deepak sir, anyone here wants to share something to the interns? Welcome. Praveen, Ankush, anyone. If you have something that you want to share, you are welcome. And then we'll close it on a good thanking note.
Yeah, no, Dinesh. Even you have given better details to them, so there is nothing from my end to discuss.
Yes. So the guy who spoke right now, okay, is your he will be your Linux like RSCSA and RSC trainer, and believe me, you will enjoy the sessions a lot. Okay. I hope this session gave you a good idea of how things are going to be. And please follow my rules. Okay. ज़्यादा नहीं है, 5 से 6 रहेंगे. It's just simple conventions that will make our lives very easier. एक Google email ID use करो so that you will get all the information there. You don't have to worry about कहाँ क्या है. One is your classroom, second is your Discord. These two things you have to pay good attention. And please, it is mandatory to join the Discord server because वहाँ पर सबसे ज़्यादा information मैं share करने वाला. And those information will also include what kind of projects you will be getting and some very good insights on who will be what is going on, what is going to come, who is the next guest or who is the next mentor who is going to teach you. Okay, have a session with you. Okay. Great then. Thank you all for joining, and I'll be sure to enjoy the session. Okay, learning is a beautiful experience, and enjoying it is more beautiful. Okay, that's it, guys. Thanks, sir. Are you using green screen? No, that's a Google filter. Yeah, that's a Google filter. You can also use that filter. Okay. In my sessions, I'll also teach you disaster recovery. Okay, disaster management. Like if your laptop goes down, how to boot from an pen drive. Those kind of like simple things. Those things also will be taught to you in my session because मेरे session के time में installation के लिए time लगेगा थोड़ा. 15 to 20 minutes will be gone in installation. So at that point, you can ask any kind of GT questions you have in your mind. Yeah, I will share my LinkedIn in the Discord. I'll share like all of us, like जो भी trainer है, and yeah, feel free to tag us whenever you are like completed with one session. Achievements डालो LinkedIn में. Okay, this is one very important thing I want to highlight. You need to put your achievements on LinkedIn, so that people will know that this guy is learning something at this point. तो उनका इंटरेस्ट रहेगा and they will be interested in your journey. तुम्हारा जर्नी खत्म होने तक वो ऑफर दे देंगे most probably. वैसे टाइप का भी है. So like make sure you are flexing whatever you are learning here. Approximately how much data? So you are asking these questions. Even the telecom service, internet service provider cannot answer your question. So you can Google this thing. Google like Google Meet कितना लेता है? HD video calling में कितना रहता है? If you are receiving HD video quality, that's different. If you are giving, like if you're turning on your cameras, that's a different thing. Story different है, upload and download का. So just Google it. Okay. So if you are done with all the technical questions, like it's not the end. You can ping me directly in the Discord. We have this much this doubts and all, and I'll answer you. Don't worry. Okay. Maximum it will take. Great, Praveen. Thanks. See, that's why I told you're in Linux instructor is really great. Yes. Okay. On that note, thank you guys for joining. Make sure you fill up the form which I sent, and make sure you follow the basic rules. That's it. Bye. Good night.
Thank you, Dinesh.